It is time for you to know what really happened. It began long ago, in a land far away to the east, the like of which you will not find in the world today. This city lay before the doors of the greatest kingdom in Middle-earth, Erebor, stronghold of Thrall, king under the mountain, mightiest of the dwarf lords. Thrall ruled with utter surety, never doubting his house would endure, for his line lay secure in the lives of his son and grandson.
In my previous videos, we've seen the Trinity submerging within different concepts and constructed within religious belief systems. The Trinity seems to energize or adding great capacity into a structuralized mechanism, whatever the role or goal is of this mechanism. Like within the Roman Empire, Christianity, Hindu, Vedic and Freemasonry. These systems are built on a Trinity power system, the foundation and basic of a larger energy system that can energize and extract the power of chi life force of biological systems like humans. In the whole E-Trinity, we will dive deep into the role of this energizing structure and its connection with the heart, the center point where the realm of spirit and physical meet. The distribution of energy from spirit to matter, the Maltese cross, while we keep looking for the heart, a journey into what you want most, the search for truth. So what does the most powerful kingdom of Middle-earth, that is apparently being ruled by a system of rings, have in common with the Trinity?
Built deep within the mountain itself, the beauty of this fortress city was legend. Its wealth lay in the earth, in precious gems hewn from rock, and in great seams of gold, running like rivers through stone.
There's a place you gotta be, 1,000 leagues beneath the sea, and it's waiting over here for you and me. Gonna take you for a ride, but first you gotta come inside. Get ready for the party's on tonight.
Within Hotel Transylvania, we've seen our torch field going for a ride and sailing into a different frequency. The black and white reflection system being radiated from within by Prometheus, the sun god Ra. It's heading for Atlantis, which sits on a lonely mountain in the middle of the sea.
Erebor, the lonely mountain, the last of the great dwarf kingdoms of Middle-earth.
Raven, the birds are returning to the mountain.
The lonely mountain of Erebor, again a reference to the lonely mountain of Meru. It's another story that is centering the heart within a mountain. Also in this story we see the link with gold. the precious metal that is residing inside the mountain. Also on Atlantis we see the building structure of the Trinity and a reference to gold.
Ever they delve deeper down into the dark, and that is where they found it. The heart of the mountain. The Arkenstone. Thor named it the King's Jewel. He took it as a sign that his right to rule was divine.
As above, so below. So all fields, or rather all motion, extrapolates itself out of this central counterspatial point, the 0 point, and galaxies work like this. You'll find atoms, galaxies, everything works like this. Everything is torus fields. And so as the lines come out from that inertial plane, where there is the principle of rest, or you could say inertia and acceleration. Okay, this is inertia and acceleration. This is force and motion, motion. And this is the electrical effect. In Bhagavad Gita, this is the internal energy of the Lord. This is the marginal energy of the Lord. And this is the material energy of the Lord, Krishna. And essentially, the creators of torus fields are step-down Krishnas. Taurus, torso. And your torso, this is the heart, okay? There are 12 petals here. 10, 11, 12. It's the heart chakra, 12. This is Jesus and the 12 apostles, Hercules and his 12 labors, King Arthur and his 12 knights. And so what happens is blue shift. So if you look at your torso, your throat chakra is blue. Here is blue. And essentially these two colors are just a supercharged blue color. So your torso knows the science. You've got blue shift at the top of your torso, torus field, and you've got red shift at the bottom. So this is the base chakra. Here you'll have orange, here you'll have yellow. And these are the colors of hell. And the bottom of your body is called a heel. Your heel or your soul, because this is hell. Hell is, well, you'll see this word in the word hello. We're going to find that this is the double helix. This is everything from all kinds of energy. And what we're going to find that is that this blue shift is the healing part. If this were a magnet, all magnets have poles, okay? What they call, quote unquote, poles. Now, they're not really poles. Essentially what's happening due to phase disparity of electromagnetic current or torrent, river, flow, flux. So because due to phase disparity, you'll always have blue shift, red shift, anywhere, all atoms, they're not polarized, they have blue shift, red shift.
Leagues beneath the sea, and it's waiting over here for you.
On top of Atlantis, we see the hook. It looks like a purple-pink hand is holding this energy line, which is rolling itself out like an antenna, probably receiving the parasite's electrical field, enabling our biosphere to change into the image of Titans. The foundation of this structure might be Meru. From its groundings, the Trinity that is residing in buildings is constructed onto higher grounds that, with the combination of power and cash and gold, is energizing the hook, Remarkable to see is the red, purple and pink antenna, lightning or emitting a pink energy. The sign with Atlantis is coloring yellow, referring to the stolen light from the Olympian gods by Prometheus, the sun. Its radiation is coding and programming our biosphere. This antenna system probably is representing the Demiurge. We can see the roots of this structure visualized within trees. The tree of life, Meru, which might have been a massive tree that has been cut down. The buildings representing antennas, the Tomorrowland's skyscrapers. Meru is lighting up red, with overall blue lighting up in the antenna system. We are told by David Bowie that we were born upside down. I start to think this is referring to the blue and red energy field, the torus field. In the previous clips, Mr. Santos explained that within a universal torus field, the blue energy field represents the heaven, and the red energy field, hell, or the underworld.
But I can tell you how we were born upside down, born the wrong way round.
Argos has fallen. Do you feel stronger, brother? You thought the Kraken would bring you their prayers, but the Kraken is my child. It feeds only me.
I command Olympus. Remember who you serve.
I serve myself. I have, since you cheated me. You sent me to the underworld to be hated, while you bask in their love.
We need the love of humans.
No, you need it. I survive on their fear. Your reign is over, Brother Zeus. You'll watch while my blessed Avenger devours their hopes, and then finally you'll know my pain.
So, in my research for truth, I have been following one of the oldest stories known by mankind, the battle between the Titans and Olympians. And where I sketch a concept of these energies representing the poles of a torus field, the positive, the red energy, the Olympians, and the negative, the blue energy, the Titans, and where the latter is being locked up in the underworld, Tartarus, the Kaaba dome, or the physical realm, and with the Olympians ruling the heavens, the spirit realm.
Neutron, proton, electron. Neutron, proton, electron. Israel is real. Israel means dielectricity, magnetism, and electricity. And I'll finish with that. Isis, Horus, Set. Moon, Sun, Saturn. That's what the Jesuits are. They are material worshippers of these, not spiritual. They don't understand the true spiritual transcendent way of beautiful energy, magnetism, the longitudinal pulse of the universe. They want you to believe in their power grid of electricity, Bel, the false god of this world, because electricity, the red and blue, is an illusion.
So it's pulling us down the torsion field instead of up.
Yeah, those that are being drawn down are Nephilim, the fallen ones. Those that are going upward are Elohim, the ones who are climbing through El and his bell. And see, this is Krishna.
Wow.
This is Krishna. Here is Krishna. This is Jagannath, Krishna. That's where we get the word juggernaut from. It's dielectricity, magnetism, and the first color is red. Of all the twins, red and blue, red is always first. Esau and Jacob. Esau was red. He came out first. Adam and Eve. Adam means red. Eve means blue. Moses and Aaron. Cain and Abel. Redshift is always first. Redshift is first. It's the leader.
So the red energy would be actually energizing the underworld, or the roots, just like the root chakra that is coloring red. But we are told by the oldest stories known that the red energy, the love and kindness, is energizing the heavens, the Olympian fire controlled by Zeus. When we look at the blue energy, Titan energy, energized by fear, anger and hate, it is energizing the underworld or the physical realm, while within a universal torus field it should energize the heavens. Why has history been turning this mechanism of energy fields upside down for humanity? Then why the need for these harmful projections like fear, anger and hate, charging human emotions within a negative charge field within the physical underworld? In the Titan story, we see Hades explaining Zeus that he only knows these harmful human emotions. In fact, these are the known characteristics of emotions created through the demiurge energy sphere, in which this sphere is part of Mother's self-reflection system. She wanted to create something apart from the divine totality, without the recept of divine essence. As we have seen within the Menorah nutshell, this act of separate creation created the demiurge. Being ashamed from her deed, she wrapped him in a cloud, the energy sphere, and created a throne for him within it. So, with the power of creation within the physical universe, and only acquainted of human characteristics of fear, anger and hate, wrapped within given wisdom of numerical relations and mathematics, the demiurge could create a portal for other energies and so other entities that could tune into these vibrations. The pirates.
They've started to sing, so finally. But the years of peace and plenty were not to last. Slowly the days turned sour, and the watchful nights closed in. Thor's love of gold had grown too fierce. A sickness had begun to grow within him. It was a sickness of the mind.
Within the movie Hobbit, we see the dwarves finding the heart of Mount Erebor. By disconnecting or unearthing the heart from the mountain, like within Moana, an unbalance within the elements was created, which turned the energizing process with gold of creating wealth, health, peace, plenty and prosperity into a sickness of greed, fear, and disconnection from the unity of things, and probably the universe. As told, it is a sickness of the mind. Without the heart, the mind seems to be vulnerable for other frequencies and vibrations. By stealing the connection with the heart by Horus, an unbalancing within the Dziura projection and coloring system was manifested, creating a breach within this system's defense, making way for the darkness, a black body radiation field or the nothing, emitted by Prometheus and controlled through the demiurge energy sphere of Hades, using the Trinity power structure. The whole E-Trinity. What do we see here? A trinity of energies with halos or rings energizing a E-yellow hole? And remember the Titans, we discovered that this trinity might be energized by Titan energies, energizing Hades' escape plan too. So how does this trinity system fits in with the Taurus? Okay, let's take a look at the Titans' extractors. In the escape floor plan, we see Mount Olympus being energized by the Trinity. Within dome churches and cathedrals, we see the same architecture appearing within its structure. Within this church, we see the 20-floor foundation of 3 entrances, from which 3 energy flows can enter, probably the threefold flame. Every extractor has certain layers of energy fields to extract. For that, we take a look at the 3 pillars of the Freemasons: wisdom, strength, and beauty, or love, being represented by Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian pillars, springing from the ground and rising into the heavens, supporting no visible structure, and yet forming conspicuous emblems. The 3 pillars represent an indissociable trinity of divine attributes. These are said to allude to wisdom, strength, and beauty, the threefold flame. Within Black Ixtar, we see this trinity flame probably being energized by Titan energies. The whole eternity with Prometheus energized through the Doric column, bringing wisdom to humanity by energizing the sun. He who fashions humanity from clay by giving light to prosper and growth from the sun. Its coded algorithms are programming all biological systems on Earth. It's a slowly processed but a strong and upbuilding foundation, able to supply the whole crater with radiation and Titan wisdom. Hades, the Ionic column, while being wrapped up in the cloud and seated on a throne, this energy being is representing strength and overseeing all Titan and Olympian operations within the underworld or the physical universe. Having full control of the physical realm, the other Titan energy spheres and beings, and the Dziura energy and projection system, while it is using Mother's power or Taurus field. Controlling the terraforming of Earth into the image of Titans, where it represents the powers of Kronos, Saturn, leader of the Decepticons, the Titan energy beings. And last but definitely not least, Radiation Matters presenting to you, descending down from another world, their war, our world, and cold-hearted as cold as ice. The Holy Spirit, the Titans, also known as the Decepticons, bringing peace through tyranny, while you be happy and you own nothing. The Titans, the Holy Spirit, all Titan energy beings combined, one big happy family, energizing the Kaaba Dome with all its aspects and processes. Within the Atlas Cloud and the mechanisms of the Zodiac and Celestial Coordinate System, our biosphere seems to be cycled into a clock system, building on force to unleash another electromagnetic plasma discharge event to copy or override the system. This process of biohacking seems to have more goals, either to control and invade the system, or to get access to the spirit realm, as these energy beings are being locked up in the physical universe, and are not acquainted with the spirit realm. Another possibility is the creation of a false reality, using the manifesting powers of creation of us creators, energizing the pink illusion within a singularity world, hijacking consciousness and so our imagination, by having us accepting their projections as truth, while getting disconnected from Mother's source field, the cosmic web, or the matrix.
Yes, they're signed. Lord Cutler Beckett of the East India Trading Company.
Will was working for Beckett and never said a word. Beckett wants the compass. Only one reason for that, of course.
By now, everyone is looking for the chest, because what do we find in the chest? Yeah, we find the heart. Jack aka Prometheus is following a black compass. Maybe it's referring to the black body radiation field, looking for what you want most. In the movie we see the pirates being hunted down by Lord Beckett. He is probably representing a part of human consciousness that seeks for power and control over the world, energized by a mostly blue-colored energy, creating harmful projections.
He wants the chest.
Yes, he did say something about a chest.
If the company controls the chest, they controls the sea.
A truly discomforting notion, love.
And bad. Bad for every mother's son what calls himself pirate. I think there's a bit more speed to be coaxed from these sails. Brace the foreyard!
Might I inquire as to how you came by these?
Persuasion.
Friendly?
Decidedly not.
Back to the Titan extractor. We can see that this structure has 3 levels, probably because of the Trinity power structure. Imagine this structure is also representing and energizing a torus field. Within the torus we have a green heart or center point, 2 pillars and 2 poles, a blue and red one.
So essentially what comes out of here is the M of Aries, 30 degrees. And that's why the horn of the ram is to be blown by the priests of this science. So this is the Lamb of God. Christ is the Good Shepherd. Here is the Bull of God, the golden calf. Krishna is the good cowherd. Aries and Taurus. Aries is the cerebrum. Taurus is the cerebellum, the bull, the cerebellum. And those 2 brains, the cerebrum, left, right, and the cerebellum, the ram and the bull are what causes your feet to ramble on. So this is Gemini, the twins, the 2 pillars, Jachin and Boaz.
Okay, the 2 towers. Makes me immediately think of Mordor, but also the pillars of Hercules, Boaz and Jachin, the gateway of the human brain temple, representing the left and right hemisphere. For now we will focus on both of them being part of a biosphere's torus field, with centering mother, Mount Meru. When we look at the toroid field sequence at the right, it's notable to see that this field has a total of 9 vectors, or rings. Within this toroid field, we recognize the Trinity again, the 1, 2 and 4, and the 5, 7 and 8, and the so-called secret numbers of the universe, the 3, 6 and 9. Let's say each of this system is energizing 3 rings. Within the celestial coordinate system, there are 3 rings that energize a hemisphere. The celestial crater, the galactic equator, and the ecliptic. And it has 3 poles, the north, galactic and ecliptic poles. Our biosystem of Sirius is known to be a double biosystem, a mainstream science having 2 stars, but I rather think it is referring to having 2 hemispheres, Boaz and Jachin, both generated within a larger torus.
And where sickness thrives, bad things will follow. The first they heard was a noise like a hurricane coming down from the north. The pines on the mountain creaked and cracked in the hot, dry wind.
Sound the alarm.
The sound of a hurricane coming down from the north, with the trees cracking down by pressure waves, bringing darkness by blinding the sun. In my research, I'm showing you something like this came down from the north.
Pull out the guard. Do it now!
What is it?
Dragon! Dragon!
He was a fire drake from the north. Smoke and cut.
Yeah, the Saturn polar configuration, a massive plasma discharge between celestial plasma spheres, maybe generated from other world or craters, an event on planetary and crater scale, probably targeting Mother. After charging up at the northern hemisphere, its plasma lightning stroked the mountain, unleashing the dragon, with the dragon representing the conductive plasma lightning and supersonic winds. On all the continents we can still see its remains and scars, the scorched earth. In this clip, the red and blue kites probably represent Nibiru and the blue Kachina, a reference to the Hopi prophecy. Might be both the blue and red energy spheres within Mother's Taurus field. The Hopi tell us that this story has repeated itself many times for as far back as human memory reaches, and they have predicted where we will end up if we don't change course immediately. 3 previous human worlds were destroyed when people became greedy, worshipped technology as a god, fought and hurt each other, and repeatedly forgot the ethical teachings they've been given to honor the earth as the source of life and sustenance. 3 apocalypses inevitably ensued. First by fire, then by ice, and then a flood.
Other native people to perform the ceremony so that this world will continue on. You can have all inventions, but you can't stop rain. When they're really coming down, or earthquake, or tornadoes, hurricane, when it comes, that invention, a white man can't stop it. It's got to come from the heart of a spiritual people who knows what to sing, and how to perform a ceremony, and other things, and that would keep this in balance.
For dragons covered gold with a dark and fierce desire.
So with the dragon entering our biosphere, unleashing this massive shockwave of electromagnetic frequencies over Mother, it probably took control over the heart, disconnecting or partly overwriting the original BIOS ID codes and programming its own scripts on the disk, with the disk being Mother's torus field. I think the Titan extractors have been built on the same principles as a universal torus field, having 3 layers to support 3 energy points that can energize either beauty and love, wisdom and strength. When we take a closer look at the foundation layer, we can see the Corinthian columns holding up 3 bows or rings at the energy flows or entrances, representing the red love foundation. Within the bows we recognize the Trinity again, energized by the love, the Corinthian pillars, holding a motherboard within. In the center we see 4 rings. I think it's representing the 4 states of matter. We can see a piece of 8 within another ring of 16 pieces, making a total of 4 plus 8 plus 16 is 28. The geometry of a tesseract, the cube. In geometry, the tesseract is the 4-dimensional analog of the cube. The tesseract is to the cube as the cube is to the square. The tesseract is also called an 8-cell and tetracube. It is the 4-dimensional hypercube or 4-cube as a member of the dimensional family of hypercubes. Well, it's hard not to get cubed in this one. This tesseract is being energized by a left and right hemisphere trinity. So this tesseract with ratio number 28 is being energized by both boas, the sun, the positive charge, and right Yachin, the moon, the negative charge, amplified by Trinity, making the sum to ratio number 84. The number 84 is the sum of the first 7 triangular numbers, making it a tetrahedral number. So it probably serves as the foundation layers for the 7 heavens, or spheres. And it is a semi-perfect number, being thrice a perfect number, amplifying the Trinity. Within the Escape floor plan, I sketch a concept of a crater being located on the surface of the bigger Earth, covered within an immense plasma ocean. Within craters, a monad energy being is residing, energizing a torus field, like a snail that is living within a snail shell. Only our shell is an electromagnetic dome, the menorah nutshell. These domes are then generated by a torus field and are connected through filamentary plasma cables, the wormholes. These wormholes entrances, the Eye of Ra, that lead to the firmament of the dome, are then protected by the Chi-Rho energy and projection system. When using our imagination into our torus field or dome being radiated from the inside out by Prometheus, the sun, we could say we are living within a yellow submarine.
Oh, what a cute family. What? No, it's not. Oh, Dracula bad, Dracula bad.
Our yellow dome is being energized by a white female projector. On the side of the sub we see marks of a trinity. On the front side we recognize the same print as on the church entrances. 4 states of matter, energized by a piece of 8. Within the sub, our female projector is radiated by a blue energy of strength. It's fueling a code of fear and anger against the black projector, Dracula. But due to the red energy that is surrounding Drac, in the movie the white female projector is falling in love. and surfing pink energy in the end. Within the second layer we see another geometry. It probably represents the heart of the disc torus, which is cycled up into a sequence. Like the floor foundation of love, we can see that the dome is held up by Corinthian pillars, the law of energy. Within its motherboards we see a center of 6 rings, a double tetrahedron. This geometry fits within a 6-dimensional hypercube, a hexarect. Maybe it is the 6th sphere of Jupiter. It's centered within a motherboard that again is visualizing the day and night sky and the 24-hour cycles. This dome sequence is clocked at number 42. The number 42 is leading to a large list of concepts. Okay guys, the long list, here we go. 42 is the number which God creates the universe in Kabbalistic tradition. 42 is the number of non-crossing partitions of a set of 5 elements. It is the number of triangulations of a heptagon. In geometry, a heptagon is a 7-sided polygon, or a sevagon. It is the 3rd pentakehuppadapup number, a link with the Trinity. 42 is the resulting number of the original Smith number. Mr. Smith. 42 is the sum of the first 6 positive even numbers. It is the number of the magic cube. 42 is the last natural number below 100 that can be expressed as a sum of 3 cubes, without a representation being found. 42. It is the angle rounded to whole degrees for which a rainbow appears. It's the critical angle. Hence I think that the zodiac dome is serving as a prisma that is dividing the light into 7 main colors. The hebdomad, the foundation of the 7 heavens, and of course the rainbow mafia. Haha. And I can go on and on. Check the link in the description for more information regarding the number 42. It's really a long list. This motherboard is being energized by Doric columns, the columns of wisdom, Prometheus, the sun. Within the windows the Solomon star and the Maltese cross are printed. Again with the number 42 we can find Alice Adventures in Wonderland has 42 illustrations. Looping back to the Ashgabat motherboard, the city of Ashgabat in Turkmenistan, which I highlighted in the heart-shaped Xbox, we can see the Trinity returning on its board. In this structure the Trinity seems to be energizing 2 hemisphere toroid fields, probably both Boaz and Yachin, the north and south pillars. I think these are 2 electromagnetic plasma Birkeland currents, which I will highlight in another video. Also here we can see a piece of 8, clocking a cube in which 4 energy currents are clocked within a trinity. Maybe the elements. The whole structure looks like a processor with a socket, so not a Pentium inside, it's got a Titan inside. The piece of 8 might be the 4 states of matter, as above, so below, but I'm not sure yet. In this area we can notice the pentagon prints from which probably the 5-dimensional Pento-X power fields are generated. Listen guys, I'm not an expert in fractal geometry and I'm making concept theories about this, but to me it looks like these motherboards are generating the 7 heavens or spheres within Mother's torus field. Ultimately energizing a heptarect, the 7-dimensional hypercube, the main electromagnetic construction of the heart-shaped Xbox Kaaba dome. This circuit will probably energize a stereographic projection from sphere onto the physical plane. The parasite's goal is to down or upload these spheres into our physical realm. Within religious concepts is referring to opening up the seals. So we are probably somewhere between the 5th and 7th seal, the Jupiter ascending, with the 7 heavens representing the 7 rings of Saturn. These motherboards are built to opening up the last seals. And this last piece I want to show you really looks like a heart, energizing the bell of El. Within the third and top layer of the Trinity, we find the antenna system, the church towers that resonate the energy flows into the electromagnetic power grid of the ether, or the Atlas cloud. On this church we can see that all church tower points are energized by Corinthian toppings, resonating love or beauty energy onto the grid. Within a universal torus, this should be energized by blue energy, energy of strength, to flow the energy back towards the firmament. Between the two towers we can see the Trinity again, Kronos, Hades, and the Titans surfing love energy. On top we can see the golden toppings of the Corinthian cross and the rooster. Another reference to gold, a golden tesseract and rooster or chicken, breeding a golden egg.
Compression. Here is 1.618. Phi, here is 1. The ratio with the red, always, all of energy is like a pine cone. Or an egg, the golden eggs of creation. Okay, so here is red shift, here is blue shift. Compression, rarefaction. Healing, destroying. Okay, so here you have 1, here you have phi. I'll do that properly again. Very important that I do that properly, because as you can see, that's a torus field. Just like this is a, you know, your McDonald's well, that's here. That's the M of atum. And this is the T of atum. And this is the O of atum. All is atum.
I'm sketching a world with 2 smaller torus fields within one large one, the torus. Our known world is only part of the north side, the left hemisphere, while the south side, the right hemisphere, still seems frozen. On the church we can see within each tower 2 energy lines, the white and black projection system. Each tower has both a sun and moon circuit. Yes, to me this means we have 2 suns and moons within the torus, but we can only see one each at the moment. Within Cloud Atlas we see 2 suns within the dome.
I needed their help, and they needed mine. But to ever face them again, I was gonna have to take it to a whole new level. Sometimes your whole life boils down to one insane move. Something we gotta do. You're not gonna like it.
Yes, to counter this armada of pirates within our biosphere, we need to bring the resistance to a whole nother level. Level 42? dive into the sun, or the sun goes down, or what to think of staring at the sun. Great song titles, or like this beauty, it's running in the family. Which family? The Titans and Olympians?
It's so bizarre, it runs in the family. All the things we are on the backseat of the car with Joseph and Emily. We only see so far, and we all have our daddy's eyes. Looking back, it's so bizarre.
Level 42 shows us here the magic 7-dimension hypercube, clocked within a rotating disc within the 4 states of matter, the foundation of a tesseract. Yes, and we all have our daddy's eyes, our father, Kronos, Saturn, with our eyes hooked up on his hive mind projection system.
Back, it's so bizarre. Like a dream within a dream or somewhere in between. Like a drama places from like a father, like a son. You're gonna have to face the beauty. Oh yeah, face the music.
From being bizarre, we are looping back into Remember the Titans, where we found Titan energies energizing the underworld, using deceptions within several belief systems. It is starting to get clear why Mother's torus field motion is flowing upside down. When affected by other entities that manifest themselves using a fear and anger field vibration, the flipping is probably done to extract new soul energies into the biosphere, the Kabadome, by using love, while at the same time preventing them to get out, with using fear in the physical realm, while trying to keep these souls into a fear modus or vibration. The Pac-Man is probably symbolizing this process. It is extracting or luring souls into the system by igniting a top love energy power, while being beamed down into the dome, and souls entering the underworld energized by fear, while in fact the Kabadome structure itself is still being energized by red energy. So the mental state of physical humans should be strengthened by blue energy. Hence we see many other structures, foundations like government buildings, being held up by ionic columns.
Was lost. The dragon will guard his plunder as long as he lives.
Somewhere between all that gold flowing through the currents of cash and money, the heart is buried. It's laying there waiting to be picked up by a brave soul, your higher energy being, that is reconnecting with the source, Mother. To get out, one would have to acquire and utilize love energy within the physical universe into this biosphere, and don't fall for fear and anger projections that fuel the black body radiation field, the nothing. When enough of us will make the change, the energy currents will flip again, having blue energy charging the top of the torus and restore itself to the original field. Start reconnecting. We can stop this synthetic transformation. Join the fight. Let's go save the universe.
In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of a life in the land of submarines. So we sailed up to the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine. We all lived in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, yellow submarine. And our friends are all aboard, many more of them live next door, and the band began to play. We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. As we live a life of ease, every one of us has all we need. Sky of blue and sea of green in a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine.
To make those things and throw it around the world. But somebody came in without permission from the elders, religious leaders, and took that uranium out and attached it in New Mexico and threw it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That is why those met in Songopabe 4 days, and they wanted to let the world know that we are getting into more dangerous period now. When they have a ceremony, they offer this prayer to these sacred mountains, 4 mountains, from spiritual will send it to the ageless life in ever. That's how we keep this land in balance. White people don't understand this kind of thing. They only look for money and job and a good time. They don't care about land. They want to sell and buy and destroy everything. That's what the old people say he's going to do. He's going to sweet tongue and he's going to take everything from you, going to even make you believe a lie when he tells you right in front of you. He knows how to give you one thing and take something away from you quickly. This kind of thing, they explain that that's exactly what goes on right now. And so they told us when they do that, someplace they're going to start suffer terrible things like earthquake, flooding, tornadoes, upheaval, land, and tidal wave, because we have not correct change, stop wrong things. And so that's why we want the United Nations to give them a chance, give all the foreign government a chance to do something with their laws, rules, regulations. And it's up to people now. In the first, second world, people didn't do nothing to the leaders, so it's up to the people in the fourth world, because we are the children of these mothers. We are the ones supposed to correct changes from these leaders, because you are voters, taxpayers, they're your servants. You are the government, you are the power. You're supposed to do something, but if you don't, then nature's going to really take over. There's no way you can save many people. Ourselves or disturb nature so much, nature is going to act so strongly, there's no way to survive. But if we find this to be true, then we correct, change, and stop this wrongdoing and make this life beautiful, clean again. When they sing and dance, gentle rain will come and be a lot of grass, flowers, animal, birds, be so happy. And maybe they leave a lot of good people who will purify this land, rivers, ocean, lake, and make life beautiful, clean again, and join with the native people who sing, pray, fast, meditate, so that this world come back again.